long as we're in form, we're always going to be growing. And this is something that so many people I find deeply resist, is that this is an evolutionary world. This is a world of continual growth. If you even just look out at the night sky, the night sky is growing, the universe is growing, this whole world is growing. It's constantly evolving. But wired within us is an ego which seeks pleasure and avoids pain. So its number one program is to avoid pain. So deep within us, deep within our psychology, is this desire to get to some place where we no longer experience pain ever again. And will we get there in this world? No, absolutely not. But there is one thing we can do, is we can surrender to the fact that growth is never ending. And there's a funny thing that really happens when we get on board with the movement of evolution, with the movement of life, with the movement of God's plan. When we surrender to it fully, it doesn't matter if pain arises. It doesn't matter if a challenge arises. It doesn't matter if we struggle here and there. Because we've given ourselves to life. We've given ourselves permission to be fully here. And see, this is something that most people really avoid. They're giving themselves fully through this evolutionary impulse of the universe, to the evolutionary impulse of God, and saying yes to life. See, when you say yes to life, you're saying yes not only to the good things, but to all things. We're saying yes to continual growth. We're saying yes to, it's okay if my heart breaks open again and again and again, in a deeper way, in a fuller way, in a more embodied way. So many people on the spiritual path, they talk about peace, and they want to get to a place where there is just peace, just freedom, just emptiness. And in a sense, it's a very Buddhist approach. To want to get to the great emptiness, the great void, the great freedom, the great perfection. To come to some place of nirvana where nothing ever arises again. But as long as we're in form, something will arise. Because we are the evolving edge of God. We are the evolving edge of life. And so the question is how do we balance these? And for me, it's been a matter of waking up to both. Waking up to the vast, ever-present emptiness. Waking up to the vast, ever-present peace, which is here in every moment. It's a peace so deep and so quiet that most of us miss it. It's a very peace that's looking out of your eyes right now. When the Buddha said that everyone was enlightened, this is what he meant. That this great perfection is here in this moment. It's the great silence in which all of your thoughts arise, which all of our pain arises, which all of our heartache arises, which all of our brilliance arises. It's the great peace in which the universe explodes into. If you look at the night sky, there's this great peace that is eternally here. And simultaneously, we're these evolving beings, these evolutionary beings. And so if we want to live in a sane way, if we want to live in a happy way, if we want to live in a profoundly connected way, we will wake up to both. That this great peace is here in every moment. It's constantly here. It's ever present. It's the eternal now. And simultaneously, we are embodied in form. And this form is continually growing. And there's no end to growth. And so when we give ourselves wholeheartedly to this growth, to this evolution, we give ourselves wholeheartedly to our life, to our marriage, to our career, to our parenting, when we give ourselves wholeheartedly to fully being here and are willing to embrace pain, willing to embrace heartache, willing to embrace whatever our evolving edge is, there's this funny thing that these two worlds which seem different, the manifest world and the unmanifest, when we give ourselves fully to both worlds simultaneously, the two worlds blend and they become one. And so we experience this great peace. And at the same time, we have so much energy, so much desire, so much passion to be here in life, to give ourselves fully to life. And there's nothing in the way. It could be a really beautiful thing. To me, this is the meaning and purpose of life, is to wake up to both our absolute divinity in the unborn sense, as well as our divinity in the manifest sense, and to allow this great divinity, which is pregnant with all potential, to give birth to itself through our very form. And that can be quite an exciting ride.